There's two kinds of changes that people make with New Year's resolutions. One, they either decide not to do something, and the other one is they decide to do something. And I think those are pretty different. For the people who are trying to give up things, part of the plan that they make is never about suffering. That if you're going to quit smoking, you have to plan to go through withdrawal. Otherwise, the first time you feel agitated, the first time you feel nervous, you stick a cigarette in your mouth and then you go, oh, I failed. People who are going to diet never think that part of their plan about dieting isn't like, every once in a while breaking down and eating something. Even when you play Monopoly, you get a get out of free jail card. And you should have a slip up a couple of times card in your plan for your diet. So that, because the problem with dieting is as soon as people break the diet, then they binge for a long time and then they start another diet. And the truth is, if they would just go back on the same one 3 hours later, they'd be fine. And even dieting, you should have variation. The body adjusts to almost anything. So you really need to make your diet so that it changes foods constantly, that you should understand something about how your body works and make a plan that's reasonable, that I figure I can hold out for about 2 weeks and then I need one little binge and then I'll hold out for another 3 weeks. That people do not take their own, they're so unrealistic when they make New Year's resolutions that they're doomed to failure. They'll even tell you that. They go, I have this resolution, I don't know how long it will last. Well, put a few escape clauses so that instead of it becoming a New Year's resolution, it becomes a change of lifestyle. And, especially giving up, things, because if you change the way you respond to things, if you feel agitated, it should tell you you're doing the right thing when you quit smoking. And if you're giving up candy, and which sugar is very addictive, a lot of people don't know that. And if you're giving up eating chocolate bars, you should give yourself a chance to slip a couple of times. And also, when you start to feel withdrawal, when you start to really crave something, you should be able to go in your brain and go, I must be doing the right thing because the craving is really welling up. And if you do that long enough, the craving will disappear. It's when you feel like you're going to gnaw your fingers off because you want a cigarette. That means that you're doing exactly the right thing. You're going through withdrawal. And you have to say to yourself, 3 weeks from now, this will never happen to me again. And the same thing with dieting. If you're hungry, that's because you're doing the right thing, not because you're doing the wrong thing. So you have to take the signals from your body and reinterpret them. Now, the flip side of the coin are people who, make these commitments. I'm going to go to the gym every day and I'm going to exercise when they haven't exercised in 10 years. That's just not realistic. That's just silly. And, what you have to do is you have to build habits. And, you have to decide you'll do it 3 times a week. Pick the days, set the time, and put it in the thing with all the things that in your brain that you do inevitably. There are people that tell me they have no discipline, but they brush their teeth every single day. So it's just simply not true. They take a shower every single day. They come in every day and throw their dirty underwear in the same basket. And then they tell me they're not disciplined. In fact, they'll tell it to me over and over and over again, which means they are. So what you need to do is to take the things which you put in your lifestyle, find out where the pictures are in your mind, and build pictures in exactly the same place. So that if something seems like a habit that you do every day, you go out, you start your car, you throw the newspaper on the porch, anything that you do consistently without too much effort. And when you think about it, the pictures are in a certain place in your mind. What you do is you go and you make a nice blank screen in exactly the same place, and you mentally rehearse so that instead of having to do this for the first time, going to the gym for the first week, you do it just like the greatest heart surgeon in the world. Rehearse that operation over and over again. You rehearse it till it starts to feel familiar, and then just keep doing it. And if you slip up once, you laugh about it and go back. And you can build new habits. Human beings do it all the time.